Good morning. Everybody and their dog literally is pulling out here this morning. So, finished packing up. I just checked that tire and it lost about 8-9 pounds of air overnight. So, should be fine with my plan to limp it to my next campground, get it to a tire shop on Monday. So, I'm going to try something new. I'm going to set the camera up on a time-lapse while I pack up. I don't know if that'll be worth anything or not, but why not? It's brutal hot outside, but inside we are almost shipshape. I just gotta move a few of the groceries from the refrigerator. I think that refrigerator actually runs off the battery, which is then maintained by my truck while I'm driving. Because last time I left that fridge on driving, like, it stayed cold. So I'm just gonna move the more critical stuff, like the meat, into the cooler. And I'll put that in the truck on the battery bank. But everything here is almost shipshape. I got garbage ready to go out. Handful of things need to go to the truck and pull in the slide. So yeah, anyway, I came in here to grab a tripod and we will set up this time lapse while I pack up the outside, and then we're gonna hit the road. Everybody and their dog is leaving, so I'm guessing the dump station. Anyway, everybody and their dog is leaving, so I'm guessing dump station line is going to be ridiculous. But since I'm going straight to another campground, I'll just use the dump station when I pull into the next one and avoid the line here. So, yep, let's go set this thing up and pack up the outside and see how much of a sweat I can build up. All right, that is that. Hitched up. The pin is locked. You notice I did, after I got the pin to engage, I did lift the trailer to make sure it would lift the truck with it and not come off, so I know it is actually engaged. Made that mistake once with a little cargo trailer. We're gonna do a quick walk around. Everything's latched, everything's locked. I even remembered to pick up my garbage I'll throw at the dumpster on the way out. I even remembered to pick up my leveling blocks underneath the driver's side of the tires that you couldn't see, but we're all packed up here, all loaded up. This tripod doesn't really work in the cup holder. I really should get a like suction cup phone mount for the truck. I don't know. Maybe if I do a dedicated camera someday. Yeah, I think it's time to punch in the new address in GPS, hit the dumpsters, and start driving north. I will update you periodically as we go. One of the YouTube channels I watch always ends his driving clips with, and away we go. Yeah, I'm not gonna do that. Back line for the dump station. And of course, this guy is blocking the road in addition to the dump station line. Thanks, jackass.
You're gonna need a blanket and suntan lotion, because you're never gonna get off that beach, you jackass.
All right, I've been driving about 7 minutes, literally. I just pulled into this rest area off the interstate. Give this thing a quick check. I inflated it to about 45 pounds at the campground. And we're now just slightly over 50. Tire pressure always goes up as you drive, so I think we're gonna be okay. That up there in the distance, I assume, is the Mackinac Bridge. It looks tall. I don't like tall bridges. I don't like heights. Coming up on the toll booth, but I'm off the highest part of the bridge now, so my blood pressure has gone down significantly, but that is a pretty view. Probably can't see shit through the truck, but pretty view for me. So in other news, I stopped back there a little bit ago and drained my fresh tank. And oh my god, it smells like ass coming out of there yet. Like, I even added, so I bought that quart of bleach. According to the directions, for a 40-gallon tank, it should have taken like 1 cup of bleach, which is what I put in there initially. And so the other day, while I was parked at the campground, like, every time I'd flush the toilet, it still smelled like terrible. And not just because I'm flushing the toilet, like the fresh water rinsing the toilet bowl is what was stinking so damn bad. And so I added the other cup of bleach to it, which is now double the amount you're supposed to use to sanitize a fresh tank. So I dumped that in there, and when I left the campground, you know, obviously it got shook up a little bit leaving here. And so when I stopped a little bit ago at where I could dump the fresh tank,
because the fresh tank doesn't like come out where like my gray and black, I can't like hook a hose up to it. It's just it's a low point drain. You just unscrew it. So I got somewhere where I was allowed to do that, and I cracked them open, and like, you know, as you're unscrewing the little cap thingy, shit's all over my hand. It's supposed to be fresh, and oh my god, like my hand still stinks. Like, it doesn't smell like bleach, it just smells like that nasty ass water. Like, I'm struggling to figure out, like, I don't know if that tank was just fouled before I filled it, or because I filled it up at the acreage. I don't know if just the garden hose I used to fill it was bad, or the well water up at the acreage is that terrible, or if there was something pre-existing in that tank. But oh my god, it still reeks. So even though I went to Walmart yesterday, I had no intention of going to another freaking Walmart today, but I guess I'm gonna stop at Walmart. There's one on my way to this next campsite, and I'm gonna buy another thing of bleach, and once this is drained out, like, I'm gonna flush it again with bleach, especially since I have to move the camper tomorrow. That'll get it stirred up and I can drain it again, and then when I get back to camp tomorrow after getting the tire done, I'm assuming tomorrow, fill it back up with hopefully fresh water and actually have good fresh water. So I don't know, the whole thing is kind of like it. I don't use the fresh tanks for drinking water. I never have, even on the pop-up. Like, I buy bottled water. I know they're terrible for the environment, whatever, but like, so is dysentery. So like, it's not the end of the world not having fresh water. I went all of last winter in the pop-up. The plumbing system didn't work because it froze a few years prior and I never fixed it. So I mean, I went all last winter without having fresh water, and I mean, it just gets kind of annoying. The pop-up didn't have a bathroom, but you know, no water to do dishes with or like wash your hands with or anything like that. And that's kind of the way I've been this week. So I'm used to it. It's not the end of the world, but you know, it'd be kind of nice to have fresh running water that doesn't smell like ass. So yeah, I don't know. So we're coming up on the toll booth here, doing about 4 miles per hour coming up on the edge of the bridge. This, I assume, is Mackinac Island. Sign back there a little bit ago said, I think $8. Oh, here's another sign. Mackinac Bridge fares. I think I'm the $8 one, unless I'm the RV at $5 an axle, in which case that's going to be a $20. I don't know. Guess we'll find out. I don't know if Michigan takes iPass. I got my iPass on the dash. Guess we'll find out when I get up there. Anyway, well, I don't even know. I don't know if this is Lake Michigan. I think this is Lake Michigan here. I think. I should look at a map. Alright. Oh, there's even a little sign on the toll booth that says Michigan Upper Peninsula. Sweet. Alright, well, that's enough rambling and venting for now, and catch you later. Well, that answers that question. Welcome to the Upper Peninsula. It was $8. She gave me a $2 bill for change. That's kind of cool. So I just looked it up because I was curious. That bridge apparently is pretty much right along the lines of the divider between Lake Michigan and Lake Huron. So that was Lake Huron off to my right and Lake Michigan to the left. I probably should have known that from 3rd grade geography, but I'm not smarter than a 5th grader.
And I am not smarter than a 5th grader.
Don't go away. We'll be right back.
All right, I just pulled over off and off ramp here. Pretty quiet. This portion of I-75 is really quiet after crossing the Upper Peninsula. Tires riding good. Still 50 PSI or above, so that's going fine. And I did look at the date code 2218, which my Google Foo tells me is May of 2018, so these tires are about 8 years old, so chances are they are not going to fix them, and I'm just going to have to replace them. But as long as we're here, yeah, everything in here seems to be riding okay.
I need to put new child latches on them drawers, but yeah, refrigerator is still refrigerating, so it's definitely running off the 12 volt. Yeah, everything here seems to be doing all right. Haven't eaten lunch yet. Probably just wait till I get to where I'm going. All right, well, according to Google Maps, I've got about 18 miles, so less than half an hour. I'm only doing 60 yet, keeping my gas mileage good. Yeah, on the trip so far, 800 miles, 11.7. That includes all the running around I do without the trailer. But so far this trip, we're doing 11.4 mpg, so cannot complain about that. Yep, let's get to Walmart, get some more bleach. I added a couple of other things to my list. I think I'm gonna get some more pancake mix so I can make pancakes. I just have one small little bottle, so I did buy a whole thing of fresh strawberries the other day. So yep. Anyway, grab myself a fresh MTD and catch you later. Left Walmart. Feels like I live at Walmart on this trip. Another 120 bucks, but I got more stuff. So I did get the bleach I came for. They want 120 some bucks for a floor jack. I thought that was kind of ridiculous. So I bought this little 1.5 ton scissor jack. Should be good enough. And I got a few other things. I did get a new propane regulator for my camp stove, which I'm going to test to make sure I got the right frickin' one this time before I leave here. And some bleach and paper towels, because I swore I put paper towels in this camper before I left home, but I'll be damned if I can find them. So yeah, and I bought some gloves and some additional kitchen utensils I was missing. This is gonna need to get stored up in there a little further out of the way, but yeah. Most of this stuff I'm just gonna set in the back of the truck for now. Did buy some more pancake mix, and those pork chops I had last night were awesome. So I bought another package of pork chops and more stuffing mix. So anyway, I'm gonna test this hose adapter out, make sure it's the right one. It's Blackstone branded, so that means it was $20 more than any other brand, but they didn't seem to have the Coleman ones. But I'm gonna test this thing quick on that stove, which is buried behind all my leveling jacks. And I need to quit holding my phone this way because I keep getting my fingers in the way. But I'm gonna test this and then go check out the campground. Like a glove. Perfect. Why is everything look blue on screen? Did I hit a button? I think I hit a button. There we go. Okay. Finished putting stuff away and off to camp. Okay, almost 4 o'clock, Sunday, July something. This is Brimley State Park. I am in campground number 1. I'm facing south, so I actually got my awning out, even though it won't be needed too much longer with these trees here. That off in the, you can kind of see it behind that 5th wheel. That out there should be Lake Superior. We'll do a little tour of the campground later. But it is 90 degrees and 714% humidity, so I am sweating. I got my power station out of the back of the truck, plugged in, recharging. It'll charge off the cigarette lighters in the truck too while I'm driving, except I blew the fuse in the back seat, and it takes a goofy size square fuse that I don't have, so I can't really charge it in the truck. But that's why I've been running my 12 volt cooler off of while I've been driving, so it's down to 80%, but as long as I'm right here, we'll charge it up. Yeah, this campground is huge. I got the very first site. I ran through the dump station on the way in, got my tanks dumped, filled up fresh water. I just dumped a bunch more bleach in there, and we'll let that kind of settle a little bit, and then I'll run it through all the lines again. I have an interim tire appointment for Tuesday at the Walmart tire shop.
I've never had a bad experience with Walmart, but I know a lot of people have, so in recent years I've quit going there. But there's another tire shop around here. I'm going to call tomorrow and see if they have the tires I need in stock and can get in over there. And if that doesn't work, I know that Walmart has the tire size I need, and I'll just have them do it. So, yeah. So since it's probably going to be Tuesday before I take the rig out, I went ahead and put down stabilizing jacks. I've got Starlink out. It's connecting up right now. Yeah. Go and pull my... I have not eaten yet today. Right now I'm too damn hot to even think about eating. But I'm gonna go and get my stove out. I'll probably just pull the truck forward and use the truck as a workbench. If I get the tailgate close enough to the propane tanks, I can just connect it. I have that little camp table. There I go with my finger on the frame again. That little camp table I have works fine, except it got rusted all to crap last winter down in the Gulf of Mexico, or Gulf of America. And the air conditioner in there is still going. It's 87 degrees inside that camper. But anyway, yeah, that little table got all rusted up, so getting the legs up and down is kind of a hassle. Usually requires pounding out with a mallet. You may have seen me do that in the last video clip where I was packing up camp. Yeah. So this thing I just noticed is still ticking down in power. Doesn't seem to be charging. I don't know why. Take it that breaker. Yeah, this breaker is shit. Well, that sucks. I mean, I can charge it off the camper. I just got to get into the... Yeah, it's under 0 watts. I just have to go into the software on that power station and turn down the charging amps if I'm going through the camper. So it only charges at 5 or 6 amp instead of full 12. I'm not going to go into details on that power bank. There's enough YouTube channels that advertise them. I'm not sponsored, and honestly I've had some issues with that thing and I'm not the most impressed with it. I bought it because it came quote-unquote highly recommended by a few YouTube channels that I trust, but they're all sponsored and they'll say whatever nice things about those in order to get the advertising revenue. So I mean, it's not the most terrible power station in the world, but if I had to do it all over again, I would have bought something else. So yeah, okay, looks like it actually is charging now. That's good. Until that breaker trips again, I'll just keep an eye on it. Oh. Looks like Starlink maybe is starting to come up. Shouldn't need anything else out of there. We'll close that up. The camp host is right behind me, and looks like they're having one hell of a party. They got like 4 picnic tables pushed together. So yeah, I'm going to sit here in the shade with my Mountain Dew as soon as I figure out where I left that. There it is. And sit here and cool down for a minute. This footage is going to be damn near unusable. Alright, yeah, so I'm going to sit here in the shade, enjoy my pop, cool off a little bit while I wait for the inside of the camper to cool off, and then I will put away all the stuff I bought. And then I will probably get to work on editing yesterday's video because I still haven't done that. So anyway, cheers for now and catch you later. I should have grabbed one of these sites, Lakeview. My site's pretty good. Starlink is showing about 98% ping success, which isn't bad considering there's a fairly large tree due north of my camper. So I may have a little bit of audio cut out to deal with this week, but it'll work significantly better than the last site I was at. Kind of clouding over, looks like it might rain. Haven't looked at a forecast. It's 91 degrees out here today. Oh, wow. It's very narrow, but very wide beach. Narrow but wide. Short? Oh, not that far from the water to grass, but the entire shoreline's sand beach. We'll kind of wander down over this way. They gave me a map of the park at check-in. Haven't even looked at that yet. Take it this is some sort of wash for heavy rains. All right, so this is closer, I guess, to day use side. Another beach access point. More people. day use over here. Pavilion, park, parking lot. I see boat trailers, so is there maybe a boat ramp over here? There's a boat ramp. Might be able to put a kayak in down here. So I'm assuming down there we start getting towards the end of the state park and onto private land. Yeah. Right. I keep trying to avoid capturing everybody's little kids on camera, but it is impossible when there's this many people around. All right, so over there, that is definitely private land. See a boat and camper and truck and a shed and a fence. This is definitely the park boundary. Organizational campground. Looks like kind of a big open field there for like scout troops and stuff. I was in Cub Scouts as a kid. I didn't stick around too much after that. By the time I got to Boy Scouts in middle school, I was kind of over it, didn't give a shit. Looking back now, I kind of regret that. I think there's a lot of cool stuff I would have done and enjoyed and learned. But I mean, that was before the YouTube era. So, I mean, if I want to learn how to tie a knot now, I just watch a video and then promptly forget 20 minutes later. You know how many times I've taught myself to tie I can't even think of the name of the knot now. The one I always use on the boat when you're tying up to a dock. Little loop-de-loop thing. I want to say bow line, but that's not correct. Cleat. Clutch? Clip? Something like that. I don't know. I've taught myself how to tie that knot like 17 times. I vaguely remember like you have to twist before you do the final pull. And it's like 2 over, you can't see my fingers, so like 2 over, 1 under, something like that. I don't know. I don't have a boat anymore, so I don't have to worry about it. All right, so this is just the day use parking lot. Straight up ahead is the ranger station where I came in, which means over here to the left is gonna be the dump station. So, ranger station up there. Staff was super friendly when I checked in. Yeah, so you got the dump station over here. What's interesting is it's set up for 2 lanes, but there's only one actual like dumping drain in the center there. So like only one person can really be dumping at a time. I guess you got 2 freshwater fills, but well, a little bit different. Most dump stations with 2 lanes have, 2 full setups. Not that I'm an expert on dump stations. My pop-up didn't even have gray or black tanks on it. Had a fresh tank and that was it. The sink just dumped out a little port off the side of it. So I jury-rigged up a vent and drain so I could drain it into a garden hose and it down a sewer line for side-side sewer hookup. But and even then that only worked marginally because a large coiled hose does not exactly promote low volume water drainage. There's home base. Wander around the campground a little bit. See if I can put a little distance between me and those screaming kids. It's kind of fun to check out different people's rigs and campground setups and outdoor kitchens. And how different people camp. While I was at Walmart today, I almost bought one of those little aquatainers so I can fill up water at these little spigots, but I didn't. I really don't go through that much water. And right now it's full of bleach. I poured the bleach in strong this time too. Ran it through the lines, like camper reeks of bleach now, but whatever was in that fresh tank, I want killed and flushed. Talked to my dad a little bit earlier, and when I filled up out the acreage, he says him and mom have like filled gallon jugs of water out of that tap before for use around the acreage and stuff, and they've never had a smell from the water. And I guess the guy who owns the other half of the acreage there, they fill their camper with it too quite regularly. So I don't think the water was bad. I think that there was something left over in that freshwater tank from whoever owned it last, or that or it hasn't been flushed or sanitized in years, which is my own dumb fault. I should have just sanitized the thing when I bought it. I flushed it a couple of times thinking, the old man took really good care of this camper. That, the tanks are probably in good shape. If I just flush it out a little bit, it'll be fine. Fido's brother. Ooh, that's an Airstream. Anyway, thinking that, the old man took care of it, tank should be fine. I should have just, flush it out a couple times, which I did, and it'd be good to go. Because that day I was up there working on it, I didn't have any bleach with me, and I didn't feel like going into Strawberry to Dollar General and buying any, and I was just dumb. That's what it boils down to. I was just being dumb. And now I'm paying the price, but we're gonna get it sanitized, we're gonna get it flushed, and then I'm finally gonna be able to do my damn dishes. I've seen this a couple of times where people have little vinyl decals on their slide out. That's kind of cool. I should get a giant tiger hawk on mine. That'd be cool. I have my Hawkeye flag, but I don't really have anything on the camper to fly a flag off of. And the last couple of places I used it when I was down in Texas, they had these little mini gazebos over the picnic tables. So I bungee corded the Hawkeye flag from the gazebo, flied the colors proudly, and Of course, anytime you're in the South and display any signs of being from Iowa, you immediately have a dozen people over the age of 50 coming up to you. Well, where are you from? And then they want to tell you all about the town of 1,200 people on the opposite side of the state that they're from that nobody's ever heard of except them. But you know, we're all Midwest nice, so we just nod. I think I know where that is. Ooh, what do we have back here? Oh yeah, is this like a trail? Looks like a vault toilet. Yeah, it looks like just a vault toilet back there. Yeah, we got another truck coming down the road. I've never been into hammocks. But I always feel like, not like claustrophobic, but like they're closing in on me and like I'm one small move from just tipping over and falling out. I'll have to look at the weather when I get back. Wind is picking up a little bit. I am using my microphones, and I did put the little windsock on the receiver, so we'll have to see if the audio quality on this clip is any better. I don't know if I want to do any kayaking yet tonight. I think I might just cook some dinner, do some editing. And it's supposed to be a lot nicer the next few days. That's kind of rare. You don't see a ton of trailers with the rear entry like that. It's a very interesting rig. Little short thing. I bet he gets 13 miles to the gallon towing that. Over there's the shower house. That's a decent hike from my campsite. Little cabin. I was going to walk down that way, but I see the lake over here, so we'll see what's over here. A lot of tents out. I really miss tent camping. That looks like a homemade what do they call those things? Teardrop. Those are pretty cool. I would get so claustrophobic in there, I could not stand one of those, but they're pretty cool to see. One of my coworkers actually built one. This probably isn't the most interesting hiking video on YouTube, but it's not even really a hike. But after being in the truck all day, it's kind of nice to get out, get my feet moving, check this place out. Might be a good spot here to launch a kayak too. A little less traffic than that boat ramp. And without all of the kids of the public beach over there. I mean, this is all public beach, but. All right. That over there, if I'm not mistaken, I'm gonna have to look at the map, but I'm pretty sure that's northeast. That's Canada, I believe.
Yeah, summer in Canada is pretty much the last week of July.
So yeah, this must be the edge of the state park boundary again. You can kind of see some of the stairs and private decks. So that's all private over there. So I'm now on the other edge of the state park boundary. Got Canada over there.
You'll pack quite a wall up there. Hope you didn't hurt your hand. Why are you so nice? Oh, sorry about my thick noodle there. How about we split the cost of the vase, eh? Holy Zamboni. Huh. Wow, you really put your weight behind that one. That was a really...
And then this, I believe, should be, because I think I'm kind of on a little bit of a bay. So that land over there is kind of northwestish. That should be Upper Peninsula, Michigan yet. You can see it's one solid landmass from where I'm at. I will not be going into Canada this trip.
This Canadian dollar here is called a loonie, and this $2 coin, a toonie. True story.
It's federal currency, and you people talk about it like it's a Hanna-Barbera character.
I thought about taking a detour up to Banff this summer, especially once I got out towards Glacier, but I had enough, zoom back out. I had enough places I wanted to see in North Dakota and Montana that I decided not to go up there. And I got looking at it, and like there's a lot of stuff. I started pinning things on a map in Canada. Like there's a lot of stuff I'd like to see up there in addition to just Banff. I'll check out those flowers. I don't know what those are. Kind of orange. There's a lot of stuff in Canada I want to see. This campground's laid out pretty similar to the last one. Basically, there's 6 rows, I think, of campers that are all parallel. So my side being on the corner, I'm right by the entrance, so everybody drives by me. But like, unlike that last campground I was in, like these sites are all just back to back. So you basically share a campsite with your backyard neighbor. And that sucked. So I did a little bit better picking this time. Although that was accidental. I picked the site based on a Google map and hoping I'd have a good northern view for my Starlink. And I do. It was showing like 98% ping. I think I said that already. Everybody has black stones. Yeah, like these sites, like you literally share. Like you get your own fire ring, but like you literally share a campsite with your backyard neighbors. And that's exactly what I had at that last campground. Like there is, like most campgrounds are laid out with this pattern, like they at least have some shrubbery or something, you know, some more trees. Oh, that wind's picking up. Yeah, there's a storm moving in. But like they at least plant something through there. So like you have like a little bit of a gap, but not these Michigan state parks. Oh, there's another shower house over there. That's a little closer. I like some of these sites over here that are really narrow like mine, where you don't like, you park parallel to the road, you don't back in, like then you really are sharing campsites. Oh, look at the puppy. He's just chilling. Whoop. I don't know, I was accidentally cut that video off, but look at the puppy behind the tree. He's just chilling. I do miss camping with my dog. Well, the first and second dog. The third dog, Zachary, he hated camping. I took him out once, maybe twice. He hated it. Never again. Oh, here comes some raindrops. Benji loved camping though. He loved well, as long as he got to go with me, he didn't care. He was fun to camp with, but the downside to camping with a dog though is if you wanted to like go someplace or go do something that you couldn't take dogs with you and I had to leave them back at the campsite, that got to be a little annoying. One time he actually escaped out of the pop-up. Yeah, rain's starting to come down. They got a Rockwood pop-up just like mine. Pretty much identical to mine. Rockwood Premier. I like my pop-up. I liked my old Coleman a little bit better. But Coleman's been out of business a long time. You can't get parts anymore, so when it got totaled, there was no fixing it. And I thought about just replacing it with another Coleman, but I wasn't going through the whole any bit of damage and it's done for. All right, here's another shower house. This one's closer to camp. And I think yeah, it's probably starting to rain now. Go sit underneath my awning. I don't know what time it is. It might be past Mountain Dew time. Might be getting closer to bush light time. Oh, this dude's camping on a bicycle. That's awesome. I always wanted to do that. I always wanted to take a kayaking camping trip too. I just want to do a lot of stuff. I always want to take a trip like this. Sometimes you just gotta get out and do, you know? All right, this is the other end of the campground. That's the beach where I started at an hour ago. Oh, this is the camp house, so they do activities. I'm gonna have to hang the Hawkeye flag now that I did that. All right, let me grab a tripod. Actually, I think tripod's on the truck yet. Let's drag this picnic table. I don't think I have any clothespins in this camper. I thought I did. They're in the pop-up. At least now we're flying the colors. Go Hawks. Had to adjust my flag, but that works quite nicely. I just looked at the radars. It's going to be raining for a while, whole line coming in. Although I'm not used to storms moving from north to south up here. At home they go west to east, usually. But it's just a light rain, but I got the awning out. And it's kind of nice sitting here, scrolling through social medias. And haven't eaten yet today, but I'm really not super hungry yet, so I've got the grill sitting over there. I could light that at any time, but not quite yet. and really did not drink enough water today, so I'm trying to get some water in my system. And I thought about, I might do it yet, getting my little camp table out of the truck and hammering it together and bring my laptop out and work on video editing while I'm just sitting here listening to the rain pitter patter on the awning. Might do that. Definitely need to take a shower tonight, but I'll wait till after I'm done eating dinner to do that. Yeah, kind of nice out here actually. Not the storms moving in, that it's cooled off a little bit. It's still hot. 10-day forecast, I'll post it, but it's gonna be really hot yet tomorrow, so I'm definitely glad I got hookups. And then it should start cooling off then for the rest of the week. I'm here now till today's Sunday. I'm here till Friday, and yeah, I guess I don't know much else. More later. Bye. Really roughing it out in these woods. 6:30 now. Rain has stopped for now, but there's more coming by the radar. Having a little bit of a snack here. I'm not ready to make supper yet. I do have the grill over there. I'm gonna do pork chops a little later on, but I have a little cheese and cracker snack. My grandpa always used to get this venison deer sausage. That was really good on crackers, but I haven't had that in a long time now, so that would have been fantastic for a little mini meal. But I also have some cheese crackers. Mosquitoes are coming out, so got some citronella going here. Yeah, I'm just really enjoying the view of woods and every camper coming into this park, but not having a neighbor like right behind me. It's kind of nice. Just this pretty little view here, sitting at a video, and I'm thoroughly enjoying this. So, yep. 8:15, almost done with yesterday's video. I have learned some new tricks, how to do time-lapse, how to add video or add audio. But I don't know if you can pick these up on camera, but holy mosquitoes. My citronella candles down here though are keeping them away from me, but wowza. Alright, back to editing so I can get this one posted, and then I can start editing today's video. So yeah, the mosquitoes were starting to get pretty thick. I didn't like them hanging around my door. So I finally busted out the Thermocell. I've never actually used one of these things, but they came highly recommended. So I got that fired up, and it's been going for like 5-10 minutes, but mosquitoes are gone. Unless maybe it's just that late at night where they left, but I highly doubt it, 'cause it's still daylight and bright. So yeah, might be kind of impressed with that thing. 9 o'clock, still daylight. I just finished compiling yesterday's Petoskey video. Hour and 5 minutes. I try to keep them under an hour, but that one had a lot. It's now rendering. It's saying 2.5 hours to render. Hope it doesn't take that long, because with the time lapse I did with some of the driving footage, like, this laptop's not designed for video editing. Doesn't really have that great of like graphics card and stuff like that, so I can't really like preview the time lapse to make sure it's working correctly until it renders, and then I can play the thing back. So hopefully this doesn't take 2.5 hours to render, because then it's gonna be super late before I can even play the thing back, and then I still have to upload it to YouTube. But well, anyway, it's 9 o'clock. I just made a sandwich for dinner. I'm really not that hungry, so I didn't feel like grilling pork chops and making all that, so I'm just gonna have a sandwich here and a banana, and going to get started on at least compiling today's video. Good morning, it's Monday, July 13th. I have no idea where I left off the video last night, but basically I ate that sandwich and I finished editing the Saturday video of Petoskey. It didn't take 2.5 hours to process. It took 3.5 hours to process. So that finally wrapped up like 1 in the morning. I started the upload. So this morning when I got up, the upload was done, the processing on YouTube, the send was done, so that video is finally live. But anyway, I'm just sitting here at work on a
Zoom call waiting for, and there goes air conditioning, waiting for the engineer to get to the data center. But yeah, it's going to be, we got a heat index of 115 today, heat advisory out. I'm about as far north in Michigan as you can get, and so much for escaping the Midwest heat and humidity. But it's supposed to be nice later this week after this whatever passes. But this will be the end, even though it's Monday, the end of my Sunday video. So yeah, after this I'll just start recording a video for today, I guess. I don't know, because I didn't do a proper outro last night. This is my outro, so yeah. Alright, this video is probably pretty boring because all I really did yesterday was drive and go to Walmart, and then I walked around this park. Oh well. Alright, I'm out of here. Actually, I'm going to pick up the camera again in like 5 minutes to start my next video. So, bye.